Today we are going to learn Carl Pearson's method of calculating coefficient of skewness for continuous data, a continuous series. So here we have class intervals of income 0 to 10,000, 10 to 20,000, 20 to 30,000 and so on until 70 to 80,000 in a company, where there are 5 people who are earning in the lowest income bracket, 9 in the next lowest, and so on until we come to the higher income brackets where there are very few people, which is typical of any company. Now we are asked to calculate the skewness, or how the distribution is spread out and how it is skewed. So now let's take a look at the values. So we need to calculate mean, mode and standard deviation. So the first step of solving this problem, we have to find the mid value of each class interval. Now for finding the mid value of each class interval, the simple method is to add the lower limit to the upper limit and divide by 2. So for the first class interval, we take 0 plus 10 divided by 2. This is equal to 10 divided by 2, which is equal to 5. So the first midpoint is 5. The second midpoint is 10 plus 20 divided by 2, which is 15. The third midpoint is 20 plus 30, 50 divided by 2, 25. So you can do the rest of the calculations yourself, students. I am just writing down the values: 35, 45, 55, 65 and 75. Alright. Now once we have found the midpoints, we need to calculate the deviation. So for that, we need to find or assume one of these midpoints as our mid value and take the class interval as our C. So let us assume for now that the assumed mean is 35 for our convenience. Alright. So if we take 35 as our midpoint, as our assumed mean, and C is equal to 10. Now taking this, we can calculate the deviation for each class interval midpoint. So now the first midpoint, the formula for deviation is D is equal to X, or here for us M minus A divided by C. Now C is equal to 10, A is equal to 35 for us, and for each class interval we will take the midpoint as our M. So for the first one, it is 5 minus, so 5 here, minus 35 divided by 10. This is equal to minus 30 divided by 10, which gives us minus. The first D is minus 3. The second one is, the mid value is 15. So 15 minus 35 divided by 10. This is equal to minus 20 divided by 10, equal to minus 2. So the rest of the calculations I leave for you to do the calculate. So you will get minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now the next step is multiplying F into D. So take the frequency and multiply it with the differences deviations we have found. Before that, let's add up the F values to get our total N, or total number of people, total number of workers in this population. So our N is 5 plus 9 plus 8 plus 12 plus 10 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2, which gives us N equal to 53. Alright? And now we need to multiply the frequency value with the deviation value. So the frequency value for the first one is 5 multiplied by the deviation value minus 3. 5 into minus 3 is minus 15. Second one is minus 2 into 9 minus 18. Minus 1 into 8 minus 8. Then 0. 10. 8, 3 into 3, 9 and 8. Now there are two ways to calculate the sum of all this FD, because why do we need to calculate FD? Our mean value is equal to A plus sigma FD by N multiplied by C. So we have the C value, we have the N value, we have the A value. All we need to find is sigma FD. So two ways is, one, insert into the calculator 10 plus 8 plus 9 plus 8 minus 15 minus 18 minus 8. What I prefer to do is I prefer to cancel out. So I'll do the cancellation method, you can follow the calculator method, that's up to you. So 8 I cancel out, 10 and 8 with minus 18. What I'm left with is 15 and 9. So minus 15 plus 9 gives me minus 6. So my sigma FD is equal to minus 6. Now what is the mean value? Let me calculate the mean value as a result. So A is 35 plus sigma FD is minus 6 divided by 53 multiplied by C, which is equal to 10. So I don't have space here. Let me write it on the next page into 10. Now 35 minus 60 divided by 53. This gives me, now when I put these values into the calculator and I calculate, I get 35 minus 1.132. So this gives me the mean value as 33.868. Alright, so I have the mean value. Now next step I have to calculate is the mode. Now here the mode value calculation is very simple for us, because we will use the simple formula and not the longer method. So the way to calculate mode is, first identify the class interval with the highest frequency. If there are multiple such class intervals, this method won't work. We need one class interval with the highest frequency. So here luckily for us we have only one class interval with the highest frequency of 12. Label it as F1. The previous class interval frequency we'll call as F0. The next class interval frequency we'll call as F2. Now within this class interval where we have the highest frequency, we'll call the lower limit as L1, upper limit we'll call as L2. So the mode formula, when we have these values, let me separate it out here. Okay. So the way we calculate mode value when we have L1, L0, L2, F0, F1 and F2 is, we use the formula mode. This Z is the symbol for mode. Z equal to L1 plus F1 minus F0 divided by 2F1 minus F0 minus F2 bracket close into L2 minus L1. Alright. Now when I plug in the values, L1 is 30, F1 is equal to 12, F0 is equal to 8, 2F1, so 2 into 12 minus 8 minus F2, which is 10, multiplied by L2 is 40 minus L1 30. Okay. Now once we have plugged these values, very simple, 30 plus 12 minus 8 is 4 and 24 minus 18 gives me 6 multiplied by 10. 30 plus 6 point, so this comes as 6.66666 we will reduce it to 6.67. Okay, so my mode value is 36.67. Alright.